Yo, what up, everybody? I'm back. I'm back. Guess who's back? Rama's back. Tell a friend. All right, so before I go or move on to filming my new video reviews, I'm doing that this evening. I got three that I'm preparing for you guys. I want to talk a bit about this real quick because this was also trending on Twitter. It was from the past, I want to say, 12 hours or so. There you go. And it's at Hollywood Reporter. And Stephen Dorff. Now, do you know that name? Do you remember that name? Stephen Dorff may not be as famous as Hugh Jackman or Robert Downey Jr., but in 1998, he was Deacon Frost in the Blade movie starring Wesley Snipes. Deacon Frost, of course, is the villain. Any hands up? Any of you remember that movie? Come on, you know you've watched it. I've watched it too, and I actually was a fan. I actually was a fan of Blade, the first Blade, the second Blade, and the Trinity. Yeah, not so much. But anyway, Stephen Dorff played the villain there, and over the years after that, he mainly did a lot of indies, a lot of not so big studio project movies. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's natural or it's normal if I tell you, do you know Stephen Dorff? Does that name ring a bell? And if you say kind of, who is that again? Stephen who? If those are your responses, it's totally understandable. Because ever since Deacon Frost, Stephen Dorff had not made another superhero movie, and he's been flying under the radar as in terms of projects go. You know, and the last time the last time you saw him was in True Detective season 3, starring Mahershala Ali, who coincidentally is gonna be the star of the new Blade by Marvel Studios. So pretty good connection there. Stephen Dorff was interviewed recently, and he did not mince words about Black Widow movie. And so he was. I'm not gonna, I guess, sugarcoat it. He was pretty much trashing the movie. And he said here in a story published Monday that the current superhero films are what is wrong with the business. And here's his quote. Stephen Dorff said, "I still hunt out the good shit because I don't want to be in Black Widow. It looks like garbage to me. It looks like a bad video game. I'm embarrassed for those people. I'm embarrassed for Scarlett. I'm sure she got paid 5-7 million bucks. I think it's more, buddy. I think it's more for somebody like Scarlett who has played this character about what four or five times. I'm sure she had negotiated more raise. 4, 5, 7 millions. Come on, come on. Who are we kidding here? She got paid more than that. Harrison Ford came back for Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I believe, for a whopping, I want to say, $20 million paycheck. But anyway, I digress. I'm embarrassed for Scarlett. I'm sure she got paid 5-7 million bucks, but I'm embarrassed for her. I don't want to be in those movies. I really don't. I find that kid director that's gonna be the next. I will find that kid director that's gonna be the next Stanley Kubrick, and I will act for him instead. Oh, Tyler's here. Tyler says, this is the most mainstream news coverage Stephen Dorff has had in decades. Well put, my friend. Well put. Stephen who? Right? Stephen who is correct. I wouldn't blame you if that's your response. Why do we care about Stephen Dorff's opinion on this? We don't. Nobody does. Oh my God. Stephen Dorff also unloaded on this year's Oscar award ceremony, which was presented vastly different due to the pandemic. This year's Oscars were the most embarrassing things I've ever seen. Okay, what is up with Stephen Dorff and the word embarrass? Is that the only vocabulary he has to describe something he hates? Stephen, I loathe, I despise, I hate, I'm sick and tired of. But hey, you know what? Maybe embarrass or embarrassing is his go-to word for pretty much everything. My business is becoming a big show. You have actors that don't have a clue what they're doing. You have filmmakers that don't have a clue what they're doing. We're all in these little boxes on these streamers. TV, film, it's all one big cluster F of content now. Okay, okay. Does he have a point? Yes, he does. He's not wrong there. Uh, like I told you, I'm preparing to review or to do video reviews three stuff today for you guys. So in the past, it's all like probably one a day, maybe one a week. He's not wrong in saying that there's just too many contents to keep up with. I feel the same way. I feel like sometimes like, oh my god, it's like so exhausting. So many things to watch, so many things to. So his discontent with so many streamers today, it's not unwarranted. All right, so I give him that. But he's using that as an excuse to attack his fellow actors. So I'm like, really, dude? It's tough for actors out there. So if they do get a gig on these streamers, if you call it, where TV and film are in one, one platform outlet, then so be it, man. It's like, why you gotta talk crap about your fellow actors? Like, you're an actor. You don't want to get shunned by them. You're gonna have to work with them, on one of these projects. So, you have actors that don't have a clue what they're doing, and filmmakers that don't have a clue what they're doing. Dude, you're talking crap about them right now, man. If you end up working with some of them and they're like, I remember your comment. Let's give him a hard time on the set. So I don't see. You know what? I don't understand where this animosity is coming from. I mean, maybe Steven Dorff is just bitter or resentful that he doesn't have Robert Downey Jr. or Hugh Jackman's career. Maybe he's like, so this is his way of lashing out, if you will. I mean, you know me. I did not like Black Widow the movie. I got problems with that film. I got beef with that film. I think I may be even the only person on YouTube who did not like Black Widow. I did not find it embarrassing. I didn't use the word embarrassing in my video review, but I didn't like that movie. But hey, I mean, I'm not gonna trash Scarlett Johansson for signing up on that role. If she wants to make a few more bucks with it, that's her prerogative. I'm saying, like, I don't know. I think, and this is just my speculation. I don't know what's in Steven Dorff's heart. We don't know what's in his heart. But it seems like he thinks that he's above all this. I'm saying, I'm above all this. These things are beneath me. Actors should not be pursuing this kind of projects. Actors should be pursuing Stanley Kubrick's level projects, you guys. So, but times have changed. I know we always get Oscar-worthy contender stuff in the fall where there's quality storytelling, happening. But throughout the year, yeah, unfortunately, it has become spandex and capes, and pleather tights. That's who knows what the next wave will be. Remember less than a decade ago it was 3D. Avatar made everybody wants to go 3D because of Avatar. Even the movies that are not made for or meant for 3D, it's like, we'll just do post conversion. So we'll see. Maybe this genre of superheroes will implode eventually, and we'll see what the next wave is. And that's just the nature of the business. You can't always find the next Stanley Kubrick. It's like trying to hit a lottery. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe that next skit director who's going to be the next Stanley Kubrick, maybe he or she does not want Steven Dorff in their movie. How about that, Steven? Huh? Maybe they didn't want to cast you. You're gonna feel bummed out even more then. It's like, oh no, I found the next Stanley Kubrick and they did not want me. This reminds me of Martin Scorsese's comment. Remember that, you guys, about Martin Scorsese? He said that Marvel movies are like roller coasters or like theme park movies, theme park attraction movies. When I did a video on that, I believe, but just a refresher, I was not really against that. I think he made some good points with that kind of comment in saying that, yeah, it's just pure fun entertainment kind of movies. It's not Mean Street. It's not The Departed. It's not The Goodfellas. I get it. I totally get it. But Martin Scorsese has more. Martin Scorsese carries more weight. Martin Scorsese carries more. You know what I'm saying, right? Substantive kind of, because of his career, because of his decorated career as a filmmaker. But Steven Dorff to be saying all this shit, I don't know, man. He's not Martin Scorsese. So again, if your response is like Stephen who, it's more than understandable. I think. Unbelievable montage that Chris Stuckman gave Black Widow a C. Okay, cool. I apologize. I don't follow Chris Stuckman, but I'm more power to you if you do. Said it was basic, bland, and generic. Okay, I totally agree with that. And he should add boring. Boring. Black Widow was boring. But was Black Widow a project that was embarrassing? I'm embarrassed for Scarlett. I'm embarrassed for Black Widow. No, I think it's a job for Scarlett. You know what I'm saying? Scarlett herself is an Oscar nominee. I'm sure she'll get the next Stanley Kubrick project. From the next Stanley Kubrick kid. And sometimes people do projects for the paychecks. And it results sometimes in movies that kind of suck to us. But if it helps them financially, all the more power. Like I said, I don't know why Stephen Dorff had to go and attack his fellow actors. You have actors that don't have a clue what they're doing. You have filmmakers that, like, Stephen, you're not gaining anything by trashing them. You're not getting anything by trashing your friends, your peers. They're not gonna take this kindly, man. Because you're gonna end up seeing them on the set. You're gonna end up working with them. You might end up even working with Scarlett. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. For somebody who's been in a superhero movie, he played Deacon Frost. He sure has very little opinions about superhero genre. Maybe he's just bitter. I think I want to say he's resentful. I think he's jealous. There's a little bit of envy in that statement. In all these statements. I think he wishes, I'm speculating of course, I think he wishes that he could have had a Scarlett Johansson type career. And so now he's like, oh, I'm above that, man. I don't want that. I don't want that kind of stuff. Even though they're the ones who don't want me. Oh, I don't want that stuff, man. I want to find the next freaking Francis Ford Coppola, the next kid who's gonna be the next all these guys. It's like, really take it down a notch, man. Take your arrogance down a notch, because at the end of the day, everybody's gonna say, Stephen who? Let's rock this, you guys. Subscribe. Share your thoughts in the comment section.